Everybody, I'm excited to be introducing Module Nine's film, favorite of mine, 2016's critically lauded and very popular Fences, starring Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, and directed by Denzel Washington, finally directed by him. This film I've shown before for the PowerPoint we're talking about, film and ideology, examining how race, sexuality, and gender are portrayed on film. And this film really touches on race and sexuality. It's a really good look at an African-American family in the 50s, how race affects them differently, and how sexuality and adultery can almost threaten the marriage. And its strength really of these characters depends on how their environment shapes them. A little background on Fences. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning play that was a huge hit when it came out in 1987, written by acclaimed playwright August Wilson. He also wrote the screenplay to the film. And it examines a character named Troy, played by Denzel Washington, and Viola Davis is his wife in the film, Rose, and she is a supportive barrier of strength for him. Troy is a conflicted character. He's a very proud man. He's a sanitation worker in Pittsburgh in the 50s, but he's very bitter. He always wanted to be a baseball player, was a great baseball player, but at the point in history in the 40s when he was trying to play baseball, race got into the way. In the 50s, things open up more for athletes who are African American, but at his point in the 40s, it prevented him from really moving on in baseball, becoming a sanitation worker to support his family. Proud man, bitter man, and Washington really does a great job showing that bitterness, that unhappiness, that he's never been able to move forward the way he wants because of race. But there's also vulnerability and power and passion to take care of his family. All of that's going on at the same time in the movie. And then Viola Davis, who won an Oscar for this film as a supportive wife, Rose, is just a powerhouse of emotion and strength. She has a monologue in the middle of the film that just blew me away. When I was watching the movie, I was already thinking, I hope you're thinking up your acceptance speech for your Oscar. Both of them actually know these roles inside out because they were in the 2010 revival on Broadway, which was critically acclaimed, and they bring that aspect to the film passionately. They know these characters inside and out. Washington knows how to direct this film to allow the camera to really explore his actors, their emotions. It's just a brilliantly directed film showcasing the actors. Thus, our class is called Great Performances on Film. That's one of the reasons I'm showing it. It fits in really well with our topic of race because it's looking at Troy. He has a big conflict with his son because his son now in the film is being scouted. He's leaving high school. He's a senior in high school. He's being scouted in college for football. Now it's the 50s. African-American athletes can move up in the system, can become professional players. And there's a resentment there that causes some conflict between him and his son. The conflict between him and his wife is he's having an adulterous affair, which leads to impregnating another woman. And Rose has been raised to be the supportive wife, to stand by her husband, right or wrong. So it's looking at that aspect in a sexual way. And again, Davis is just a powerhouse as Rose. If you think about it, Fences is a symbol for many things. Fences in the film, he is building a fence around his backyard, but Fences metaphorically is a symbol for protecting the people you have in your house. There's also a way to think of it that it's a divider between you and the outside world. And it's also fences you build around yourself to protect yourself from fear and trauma. So keep that in mind when you're watching the film. Also keep in mind, the film does a really good job at showing that husbands especially, but family members, parents, they're not perfect. They're going to make mistakes. But guess what? We can still love them and accept them as part of our family with the good and the bad. Again, I want you to think about all this when you're watching it. Again, this came out in 2016. I think it's a terrific film. And remember, it's very character heavy because it was based on a play, but it's also one of those rare films that really allow the camera to follow the actors and allow their characters to grow. So I hope you enjoy Fences, and I look forward to your discussion on it.